And welcome, folks, to episode 36.
Sounds about right.
Episode 36 of the Ministry of Dice podcast. We're a UK-based podcast talking about all things Dice Masters in the UK. I'm Chris, otherwise known as True Mr. Six, and with me today I have Andy.
AKA Snotty McMahonflu.
Yes, you are Snotty McMahonflu. You're like the Walking Dead dude.
I know. Apologies for my husky voice.
Oh, no, the fellas will love it.
I feel like Isaac.
Nah, mate. When Isaac talks, my glass shakes.
Look at Tyrannosaurus Rex chasing your car.
What a movie. I watched E.T. with the kids the other day.
Oh, yeah? That's good. Yeah. Do they like it?
They did. Well, the Mini Miss 6, she was well into it, but the Mini Mr. 6, nah. He wandered off about halfway through.
It's got some slow bits, isn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't have much movie stamina. He can do like a 1 hour or an hour 20er. You know, your Kung Fu Pandas of the world that are a bit shorter and a bit punchier. But once you start creeping up to the 2 hour mark, he's out. I don't know.
Years.
Yeah, sure. I don't know how he does it. I can't watch the beginning of a film and then not know how it ends. That drives me mad. That drives me mad. So yeah, but Spielberg, you forget how the guy just gifted.
Yeah, it was Spielberg. Did he do the Goonies?
No, I don't think so.
He should have done. It was good.
No, Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones was Spielberg, wasn't it?
They're quite scary for little kids.
Yeah, Penny wants to watch Jurassic Park, but I've said no at this point. She ain't ready for that. Did he do? I feel like he did a scary one.
You seen that one with a truck? That was first Spielberg movie. Where's the truck with no driver?
Yeah.
Proper old.
Some years ago. I haven't seen it in recent years. But I know the one you mean. There was that big long documentary on BBC 4, wasn't there?
Oh, I missed that.
Anyway. Anyway, welcome to the Military of Dice for all your movie chatter. Die Hard last episode. E.T. and Jurassic Park this episode. So other than your croaky throat, how are you, my man?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, cracking on. Leisurely plodding my way towards Christmas, panicking about what I'm going to buy my mum and dad and all that stuff,
Yeah, standard stuff.
Yeah, usual routine. But the kids are mostly boxed off, so that's all right. That's the important bit at the end of the day. Yeah. You been up to much gaming-wise?
Gaming-wise, so non-related or non-Dice Masters related gaming. Had some games of, I want to call it Dreadball, a Mantic game. It's like a bit of a Blood Bowl kind of knockoff, but it's quite fast. It's a bit more fast-paced. That's quite fun.
I don't know that one.
I think it's Dreadball.
I see a lot of Blood Bowl going on down at the FLGS. So, and I feel like there's another one in the kind of.
There's Guild Ball as well, which is like a fantasy football, kind of football as in soccer, proper football. One. But this one's it's the game is a bit like. Do you remember Speedball, the old like Commodore?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
the game. It's done out a bit like that. So if the ball comes on, it can kind of go off, and there's like I think it's 6 players on your team, and you've got to throw it into a certain thing. It's good. It's good. It's good fun. Played that. Played Shadow of Brimstone, which is a more involved kind of RPG type miniature game. We went on a mission into an icy cave to rescue some pages of a journal to save the world from monsters. I think I mentioned a couple of episodes ago that my character's a Mexican bandido, and he resulted in going absolutely insane and quivering in a corner of this icy mine, whilst the others did the business and killed off the big monster. But that was very fun. He's leveled up a little bit. It's this RPG, so you get leveled up, you get different stats for different experience points. That's quite good fun.
Didn't that happen to you when you played Mansions of Madness as well?
Yes, yeah. It must be a running theme of going insane. But that was brilliant fun. Also introduced Dice Masters to the new gaming group that I've been meeting up with, which was pretty successful. One of them in particular has got into it with his son and his wife as well.
Yes, so, that reminds me. I need to put these playmats in the post for you.
Yeah, they will be greatly received. Offloaded a load of excess stuff his way as well, which was cool to see. Like excitement and new cards, and even though they're like UXM and AVX and all the old stuff that us veterans have got thousands of, obviously first time seeing all these cards, they're very excited with that, which was cool.
Excellent.
So see how that burgeoning scene grows.
Hey.
Then we've been playing some 10 in 10 games, haven't we?
We have, yes. So we mentioned we did a segment on this last episode or the episode before, I forget.
I think it was the last one.
Was it? Yeah. Where we talked about 10 in 10. That's our new format focus.
It is format focus, title
right?
TBC.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been playing a few games, and we'll get an update done, but probably in the new year now. But we'll do a follow-up segment to let you guys know how that's been going and our thoughts on that as a format.
Bloody hard. That's my thoughts on it.
It is difficult, yeah. Team building. I tried it out at the FLGS as well, and I got some interesting reflections from that too. So we'll come back to that one.
What have you been up to then, mate?
Yeah, not a great deal on the gaming front actually. So it's Strictly season, isn't it?
It is. You're a big fan?
No. No, I really am not. But the rest of my family are. I mean, literally, the entire my wife, my daughter, my son, my mum, my nan, my aunties, everybody is Strictly obsessed. So Saturday nights, which would be when me and the good lady #competitive wife would normally get a game on, is being cut into by Strictly Come Dancing, and by the time we've let the kids stay up a bit later to watch it and they get down
for bed.
Neither of us are all particularly kind of in that frame of mind to start board gaming, so that's had a bit of an impact. I'll tell you what I've been doing though, I've been watching Avatar, The Legend of the Last Airbender with the kids.
Oh, the cartoon one?
Yeah, and they've been enjoying that a great deal, so I don't know, completely non-gaming related, but it's a thing that we've got going on if anybody's interested. That'd be a great IP to make a Dice Masters set out of.
Yeah, different affiliations would be like the water and the wind and the fire and
yeah. Well, so the kids have been watching lots of cartoons. Patented Chris tangent for you here now, folks. They've been watching lots of cartoons, and I like to half tune in because, aside from the fact I'm actually a cartoon fan, I like to just sort of keep half an eye on what it is they're watching. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure many of the Dice Masters is the dadliest game. I'm sure there's plenty of dads out there who know what I'm talking about. I like to kind of keep half an eye on what's going on. My lad had Ben 10 on the new version. There's been a reboot lately.
Oh, okay.
And I said to my lad, I said, so where's he got the watch from? And what's the connection to these aliens? And my lad was like, I don't know. So, well, has there not been an episode? Like, have you watched the first episode? Is it explained? He said, no, it's not explained. So I said, right, let's find the first episode. Went diving into the sky on demand.
Yeah.
Picked up the first episode. It just goes straight into the story. There is no explanation around the mythology or where he got this magic watch from that lets him turn into aliens.
I think I've seen the first one.
Yeah, possibly the older version does, but this new one doesn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the old wizened alien that's like the protector of the cosmos, and he crashes to Earth, and then the watch ends up with Ben 10.
There you go. Well, that's the sort of thing. Now, I remember when I was a kid and I used to watch cartoons, there was a story arc to it. Dog Tanyan and the Musker Hounds had, a 60 episode running story, or the Lost Cities of Gold.
Gold. That was what I was about to say. Oh my god, that went on for like 18 years.
Do you know what I mean? Or Ninja Turtles, that had a kind of ongoing mythology. And in any case, because this tangent's getting massive, I just said, right, that's enough of this kind of villain of the week rubbish. Let's get a decent cartoon on that's got a bit of a storyline, but they're a bit too young and not quite ready for the Batman animated series and the Justice League animated series, the stuff that I really love. So I went to Avatar because I remember watching it years ago and I seem to recall it had a thing. It's bloody brilliant.
All right.
It's awesome.
There's a live-action film as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't think that's so good. That's M. Night Shyamalan.
Shamalamalam.
Yeah, sure. Little known fact for the listeners, actually. I don't know if they know this, but Andy, I've mentioned before, has had a long-standing career as an actor and in various roles on film sets through the years. And M. Night Shyamalan actually used Andy as the stand-in for Bruce Willis in Unbreakable. As the standing in the rain with the rain Mac. Can you remember doing that, mate?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's because Bruce Willis, of course, didn't want to get his hair wet. So Andy was the official Bruce Willis hair wet replacement. So any scene that involved water, you stood in for Brucey.
It's true. Do you know the bit in the village where she bunks over the wall when the car goes past and they're not actually in the past?
Yes.
That was my idea. I went, Shamalamalam, I've got an idea. He went, Mandy? He used to call me Mandy. That's brilliant.
You came and you gave without taking.
That's my cold that did that.
Yeah, it's something that did that, Jesus.
My brain said Andy, but my body said Mandy.
Mandy. That was because you were doing M. Night Shamalamalam. So Avatar, and then played at the FLGS 10 in 10, getting us back on track.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, and then the online games with your good self, and that's been my gaming life. Yeah, right. We're very tangenty today. Let's get ourselves back on track. So, who are you, mate? Who are you? Update.
Who are you? Update.
Yeah,
Getting a bit sick of the segment. That's the update.
Yeah. So we've been discussing it offline, folks, and Andy likes the who are you, but I'm starting to feel a bit frustrated at the lack of correspondence. However, my frustration has been... Oh, well, hang on, I'll put the theme tune in. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Yes, I've got a correction. So Sicklerville, in our last episode, we said, oh no one's contacted us, it's a who are you fail. But it's not a who are you fail, because since the time of recording the episode, Carlos from Sicklerville has been in touch.
Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos. Yeah, here is your official mention. Carlos has written us quite an extensive email here. I probably won't read all of it, Carlos, if you'll not mind, but I'll certainly read some chunks of it. So Carlos says, hello from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Glad to finally cure the drought that you've been having with the Who Are You section. I'm Carlos, and I've been playing Dice Masters for about a year or two now. But I'd like to give a shout out to my two stores that I play in, to Top Deck Games and Tiki Tiki Games. We meet up every Sunday to play with about 5 or 8 local players. And then he goes on to tell us a little bit. This is interesting. I thought we'd share this with the listeners. He tells us what they've been doing through November. So they've had, through November, they played November campaign. And each of the 4 weeks through November had a ban on an energy type. So the first week of November, it was no bolts. The second week of November, no fists. The third week of November, no masks. And the fourth week of November, no shields.
That's clever, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting twist. But further to that, Andy, you were saying how why aren't people writing in and asking us about teams and how to brew and stuff like that? Carlos then goes on to say, currently I am trying to make an Avalanche Collateral Damage, Xavier's School Home for the Gifted Youngsters, and the Small Step for Man basic action work. But even when I try to fabricate and then attack, my timing is always off. Who I play against won't attack because I'll just block with my level 1 Avalanche, and my dice are out of sync and I never clear the board as I want to. And then he asks, are there any teams you've made that you wish worked but you couldn't get to work?
Ooh, I'm not used to having questions from listeners.
No, well, this is the absence of the double burst, you see. They haven't got anywhere else to go, so they've come to the last bastion of listener correspondence. Well, I can answer that. You know, Andy, and the lads down at my FLGS will confirm that I've been trying to make the Hawk and Dove combo from Batman work for, 2 years now?
Forever.
Yeah, I really love the idea of Dove getting KO'd and that big lump of direct damage going through from Hawk. But I just can't seem to get it comboed up. And every time a new set comes out, I have another go at it. But I still haven't kind of got it ever to quite where I want it to be. It's just too slow, and I think the 6 cost on Hawk with the 4 cost on Dove is a bit too challenging. So that would be my team that I've tried to make work.
For me, I suppose, if you don't want to take into account the failure of my Nationals team, which didn't do as well as I was hoping it would be, it's the Punisher one that I've been spoken about, the Global Escalation Punisher. It's got all the bits bar one, and it's the protection of the Raven and non-targeting, because the Intimidate is it's a targeted ability. If you stop being able to target, it just falls apart. It's quite slow as well.
Yeah, okay.
But most teams, I think, probably go down that vein, apart from Ultraman and Bard. So anything that I can't neck deck usually goes wrong.
Well, I am glad to finally hear you admit it.
My name is Andy England, and I'm a net decker.
Yeah. So there you go, Carlos. Hawk and Dove for me, and basically Andy, every team you make. So there's your official shout out. It sounds like you've got a great little scene going on there in New Jersey. Really I like your little November idea as well, so thanks for sharing that with us. Sadly, we had no one come out the woodwork for Vesta Skirninge, but I checked the stats, they're still listening. So still time, a recall out for Vesta Skirninge. And then with Christmas coming up, I think we'll take a pause on Who Are You and get that going maybe in the new year. Let's see how well I can influence my man Mandy here.
I'm going to put out a shout out to everyone who listens. If you want to be mentioned in our first episode back from the Christmas break, then get in touch. If you send us a message, we will reel through your names and give everyone a shout out.
Yeah, there you go. Send us a Christmas card. So go to facebook.com/The Ministry of Dice. You can tweet us at BritRollerMr6, and that's BritMisterMrsix. Or you can go to the Contact Us button on the BritRoller6.com blog. Send us some season's greetings, and we'll do a festive rundown in the new year.
That sounds fun.
Very good.
There's been quite a lot of Dice Master stuff going since we've last recorded.
Yeah, okay, well, hold that thought and we'll get a community focus on the go. So this episode now, folks, we're going to do a quick community focus on all that good stuff that Andy's just mentioned there. We've got a segment. What have we got? I can't remember what we recorded. Oh, you've set me. We've got a challenge.
We have a challenge.
Yeah, that you'll hopefully find interesting. Then a segment we recorded weeks ago that I can't remember what it's about, but I'm sure it's fascinating. And then at the back end, we've got some live audio from one of our intrepid reporters reporting on the PAX U tournament. So loads of great stuff in this episode. But we'll move on to this good stuff that Andy's talking about now with a community focus.
This is London calling. Here is the news.
Yes, folks, so it's the community focus time, and there's quite a lot been going on in the community, as Andy just said in the intro there, to fire an update on, although I imagine you've probably noticed the vast majority of it, unless you're living under a rock. Although there are people out there not as active on the social medias who may not be aware. So where would you like to begin, my man?
Let's start off with the release of Warhammer 40k Dice Masters.
Yes, that's right. So I can't speak to our continental friends and the rest of North America and our friends in Australasia are here. Good day. However, here in the UK and certainly in the US, the Warhammer 40k campaign box and the 2 team packs, the Orcs and Space Wolves, Orcs Warg, have finally arrived, which is very exciting news. So lots of people, I'm sure, are out there brewing away, experimenting with their new stuff. I saw a pic on Facebook the other day where some guys were playing just 40k only down there local.
Very cool. Same time as the US for us as well.
Yes, yeah, which we of course are very pleased about. Yeah. Do you think that's our influence?
I think so.
Yeah, well, we are like proper bezies with Jimmy now and everything.
I know, right?
Yeah. So that's good news. So if you're not aware already, but further to that, we became aware. Thank you to our UK national champion Michael Power for giving us a heads up on this. We became aware that the White Dwarf issue, the December issue of White Dwarf, which is Games Workshop's kind of monthly magazine, has got a promo basic action included.
It does. I've got mine here.
You've got yours, yeah. That's because you're on subscription, aren't you?
Yeah. Very cool. So I read it out.
Yeah, sure, man.
Cool. It is a 4-cost basic action. Grombridle's, I can't say it right, but I got cold. Fury. It deals 2 damage to target character die. You may then re-roll this dice. If it's an action face, you may repeat this effect.
Very exciting.
Is that over and over again, I take it? So well, you can roll it again.
That is a subject of much debate, as I understand it. I think I've seen that being talked about on the Discords and the Facebooks. So that's round and about. But I like the fact that they're getting the Dice Masters game out in front of the Games Workshop fans. I think that's a good thing for us. So if you've got Games Workshop fans down at your local who generally, I mean, Games Workshop players or heavy Games Workshop players generally do pick up the White Dwarf every month, don't they? Then make sure you're capitalising on that. Our man Troy Miller, the online gaming guru, advocate, I don't know, he's got some official corporate style title awarded to him by the Dice Coalition, put up on Facebook, I think it was the other day, that they've prepared some resources. So if you want some posters to print off and stick around to get 40k in the faces of the Warhammer fans down your local game store to initiate a conversation, then go take a look at that. I'd recommend. But yeah, to pick up a White Dwarf, or if you know a player who's not going to take much interest in a 40k player, or just a general Warhammer player who's not going to take an interest in Dice Masters, see if you can blag theirs. That's where mine's coming from. My brother's a subscriber. I'm getting his. The other big news, of course, is that the weekend just gone, or the weekend just gone as we're recording this, PAX Unplugged took place in, I don't know, wherever it was, Pawtucket.
It's the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Convention Center.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I think it's in Ohio. I know, that's Columbus, Ohio.
I thought it was Pawtucket.
And it's Worlds. It was Worlds. I went to Worlds last year.
You sure it wasn't the Phoenix Convention Center?
In Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Ohio, Columbus.
Yeah. Portland,
something like that.
Portland Convention Center.
Don't go to Portland. Have you not seen Grimm? Everyone's a flipping fairy tale monster.
What's that, Sabrina?
No, have you not seen Grimm? The
No, I
TV
haven't,
series. Oh, mate, you love it.
Is it good?
Very good.
All right, I'll check it out.
Anyway,
so PAX U took place. So PAX U had quite a few events taking place, but the big news is the World Championship that happened. So we'd like to take a moment to congratulate Arj for his 2018 World Championship status. Well done, Arj. And if you stay tuned, folks, there'll be a little bit more from Arj coming up in one of our later segments this episode. Not only that, though, PAX U, as well as having a load of cracking Dice Masters event, including 10 in 10, 10 by 10, yeah. 10 or 10, 10 of 10. 10. Yeah, I think there was a D&D only event that took place, and Cube Draft, and a Golden event. I saw some pictures of a Golden event taking place. As well as having all those cracking Dice Masters events taking place and WizKids being there, there were some spoilers that hit the internet over the weekend as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, exciting stuff. And these were for the DC Justice and the X-Men Forever campaign boxes specifically. In fact, I don't think we've seen anything from the team packs yet.
No, I don't think we have.
No, I think we've only seen from the campaign boxes. So they are on the Dice Coalition and on the Josh Brody, I want to say his surname's Brody. Apologies, Josh, if I got your surname wrong. Posted some pics up on Facebook, and the Dice Coalition have got them. I've also put an article out on the blog, britroller6.com, which has got links to both of the sources as well. Please go and check those out. But there's some interesting stuff in there. There's a new keyword, Energize, that looks pretty exciting in the X-Men box. There's...
I like that.
Loads of cracking villains.
That's what we need, some good, strong villains, because they're not powerful enough.
I don't think they're catered for enough in the game. No, absolutely right, yeah. Absolutely right. But go and take a look at the post. I've put my top picks from the spoilers, and go and peruse the full spoilers at your leisure at the Dice Coalition or on the Facebook post there. But that's interesting also. And then finally, just to wrap this up, it's early days yet, but for UK players, a date to put in your diary, the 10th of February, has been penciled in for the next Ministry of Dice Presents Dice Masters event, and that's going to be taking place at Element Games in Stockport. More news to roll down the pipeline around what format we're going to be adopting, start times and all that kind of stuff, but I think the date's pretty much locked in now.
Yeah, I'll be making my way up to Manchester.
Yeah, coming on up north. So any UK players out there, normally we'd wait a bit before putting the word out, but very conscious that Christmas is coming up, so there's a weird couple of weeks where people might not be quite in the loop of things as they normally would be.
Eating all the turkey.
Yes, that's right. I'll tell you one thing about the spoilers, actually. So the black psychic dice that look pretty exciting and interesting that were floating around on Facebook a couple of weeks back have been confirmed they're going to be in the X-Men Forever box.
Yeah, you were right and I was wrong.
Yeah, well, you should be used to that by now.
True story.
True story. So if you stick around if you want to know more about the PAX U Worlds event, as mentioned in the intro, our intrepid reporter was out and about, and we've got some great coverage there from the event live, so that's coming up. But that, I think, unless there's anything else you can think of?
No, I think that covers these last couple of weeks in Dice Masters.
Yep, that covers our community focus. Welcome back, Dice Masters fans, and for this next segment now, well, we're going to hand over the reins, aren't we?
We are.
We are,
so
yes.
Mr. Ben said Scott.
Yeah, so our intrepid reporter and the current Canadian national champion, Ben Scott, was out and about at the PAX Unplugged World Championship event and was kind enough to take a recording device well, I think just his phone actually, was kind enough to take a recording device and grab us some coverage of the event as it was unfolding through the day. So we've got some really good stuff in here coming up now. So some updates as to how it had gone on through the rounds. You'll hear from some of the players, and we've got some content there as well from the champion. Yes, and in addition to Ben's conversation with the current world champion, we've also got some audio that was captured for us by our good friend Isaac Vere over at Gaming with Sidekicks.
I love his voice.
Yeah, the glass shaker.
That's going to stick.
I don't think it is. The glass shaker, yeah, with some reflections a little bit later on that evening when they were having dinner, I believe. So without further ado, we'll hand over the reins and we'll let you hear about the Worlds event.
Hello everyone, it's Ben Scott here. It's the morning of Worlds, just got in, the table's already kind of buzzing, lots of people here. A bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. I imagine Yanti will win the day, we shall see. I'm running a Gold Dragon team very much like my Canadian Axe team, with a Venerable Dreadnought thrown in. It'll be interesting to see how much Warhammer stuff gets added. We shall see. But yeah, I'll try and remember to do this in between rounds, and hopefully I won't get knocked out too early and be tempted to go run off and do something else. Okay, so just finished round one. I won my first game, which was good. I'm here with the other definite winner of round one.
I won my first game.
Yeah, Troy Miller. Troy, what are you running today?
It's Hulk with Jubilee, Dreadnought, Mimic, Sidekick stuff. You know.
That sounds pretty good.
I wanted to play with Dreadnought mainly.
Yeah. I'm running Dreadnought as well, and I think that's the only new Warhammer thing I've seen. Is anyone else running anything? You had some more time to look.
I think somebody still had a aggressor in there.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
And maybe a fetid blow drone around somewhere. I'm not sure.
Actually, I did see that. Yeah. There's not that many just straight up Yanti teams, right?
There's at least one of the super rare.
Yeah.
And maybe one or two of the common.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm running the common as well to combat the super rare, but there's not that many super rares. So.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I think there's a dragon team and a UNT super rare team, but I think the rest is different.
Yeah,
it's pretty varied actually.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pre-captain. I think.
But a lot of it is just for the global too. So.
Yeah. Cool. Well, good luck in the rest of it.
You too.
Okay, so we just finished round 3. It's going to be 4 rounds of Swiss. We're doing best of ones, which is kind of brutal, but I've managed to win all 3 so far. My Gold Dragon team's doing very well. It's taken out Arj's Yanti team, because he didn't roll very well, and Patrick's horrible shield team, which has also done very well so far. It will be interesting to see how it goes next. I think I'm playing Troy. So yeah, it's going pretty well. We'll see how it progresses after this next round. I'll try and get some interviews as well. So I'm here in between round 3 and 4 with famed father and son duo, Lucan and RJ O'Neill. Hi guys, how's it going?
We're rocking the Casbah here.
Same. Cool. What are you guys playing today?
Well, I'm running we were going to both be running a Fix-It Ring of Winter thing, but I managed to leave my extra Ring of Winter die back in Los Angeles.
Yep.
So I ended up putting out my old UNT spam team, but I put a little Mimic super rare twist on it.
Yeah.
And so far so good. I'm 2-1. It involves a lot of luck just because Venerable Dreadnought is blowing things off the field, and yours truly, Ben Scott over here, stomped me with some dragons.
Yeah.
Though we had a good game. I whiffed my first rolls, and it was
you missed Pseudo Dragon a couple of times.
in Yuan-Ti right out of the gate.
And the first game you were like doing 8 that super rare Mimic's been it's really good. Really good.
I was able to do bam, bam, bam. I got it. Got that multiplication thing going, which is fun when you can set it up. So that was it's a wish and a prayer team, and so far, it's been fun. That's what I came.
I am running the Fix-It team. You just use Fix-It, Free Captain, and Ring of Winter, and go for that Fix-It turn 1, go second.
Yep.
And you just turn 3 if you next turn Proton Cannon, Heimdall, and Atlas Global, which is just res for a fist.
So you buy it turn 1, and then turn 2 you prep it.
Turn 2 you buy a Proton Cannon. You Heimdall Global, and then you Atlas Global, and then you'll have 3 sidekicks in your prep area.
Yep.
You got all you need.
A Proton Cannon, a sidekick, and a Fix-It in your bag.
And if somebody's not ready, it's...
Have you done the turn 3 yet?
It gets me all the time.
Nearly. I almost did it so many times, but then I missed the bolt that I need for Ring of Winter all 3 games. So
you still wrecked someone. I saw like this Fix-It with a massive line of bolts behind it.
Yeah, no, I did. I think that was against Jazz, but that was also a very close game. I think. Yeah, it was. If he had died one more turn, it would have been it for me.
If they don't have like Kate Bishop or something.
Kate Bishop is a little bit of a thorn in my side because I can't taunt off your Shriek.
Yep.
And you Shriek either my Wonder Woman or my Fix-It. Either way, I'm done for. If I can't just get a lucky turn where you don't roll masks.
Yep.
So we're going to say hi to Andy too. We met him when we were in Origins a couple years back.
He's around here somewhere, I believe. I think he's playing Keyforge or something.
Agus caiimiid couple focal and Gaeilge our schon seo. Yes, because all you guys are always making fun of us Irish out there, and us Irish Americans still take it personally, my friends. So congratulations on the podcast. We love it. But be jaslish na Gaeilge.
Thank you guys. Okay, I'm here after the 4th round of Swiss. We're going top cut now. I'm here with Michaela. Michaela, what's your team and how's it done?
So I'm running Common Kate Bishop in honor of Andy and Chris.
Yep.
And I've seen that team do so much better than it did today. I didn't get the rolls. I had some really bad matchups. I opened up against Patrick, and he's running this headache of a team that you have to really think to play against, and he's got the reps and I don't.
Yep.
And then I played Troy,
and Troy's doing really well as well.
Yeah, and I missed the roll I needed, and he got the rolls. So that's how it goes. And then I played Lucan later, and he's got
I'm pretty worried about Lucan.
Yeah, I just didn't have anything to deal with that.
No, you've got like this turn 3 Fix-It, which you basically can't do anything about if you don't have Kate Bishop or something.
And I was running the wrong Kate Bishop. So.
Yeah, the common doesn't have the global, which is the only downside of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Only downside. Cool. Well, thank you, Michaela.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, just finished the semi-finals. Me and Alex Rodriguez lost, and Lucan and Arj O'Neill, who I had on previously, are in the final. Father against son. Lucan's Fix-It team was just too fast for my dragons, really. I didn't really have anything to do apart from buy a bunch of shrieks. And yeah, it didn't work out so well because he had force attack. Arj, on the other hand, is playing a straight up Yanti team with that Super Red Mimic, which has done very well. We'll grab an interview with one of them once we know who wins. Okay, so the final's still going on, but I managed to grab probably the best brewer in the tournament today, or the most interesting anyway. Patrick, how did it go with your cool shield build?
If you call me Patrick, nobody knows who the hell I am.
Oh, Shamalamalam, sorry.
No, I did really well. I did so well that I got matched up against some of my worst matchups.
Yeah.
And it was great. People had stuff that were just slightly different than the standard meta,
True.
and that allowed them to slip through my devilishly deceptive trap.
Yeah, Arj's team was pretty straight up Yanti team, but with that super M mimic, it's kind of souped it up.
It's not Yanti though. It's like, so Yanti wants to put Yanti and Pseudo Dragon on the board and then buy 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Arj wants to put 3 characters on the board and win the game in one burst. And I consider it Yanti plus right now.
Yeah, it's like a multiplier. Yeah,
and he really advanced the build.
Yeah.
With 1 card choice, and it's really strong.
I think the kind of key has been like the Lucan and Arj both kind of focused really heavily into what their team does well, and not necessarily teched against anything. Like Lucan's team is very, very fixity with so many globals just to make that work. Like against me, he bought 4 fix-its, I think.
Yeah.
In the game, because he didn't have anything else to buy.
Right, because if you're blocking fix-its, you're not winning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're right, Lucan is like, I'm shoving gray fists down your throat every turn unless you do something about it.
And like you were saying earlier, you just got drawn against me and Arj. Like you kind of walked through top seed the first 2 games.
Well, I mean, I played Michaela. It was a tough
you played
game.
good. Yeah, so you were like...
Game. I made a really critical play at one specific point and went from Michaela having me at 6 life to hitting Michaela for 35.
Yeah.
So, and it was one play that like flipped the tables, and she wasn't going to be able to sneak any more damage in against me.
So I think we need to have a look at that Fenthatha and kind of, especially with the Dreadnought.
Yeah. So with Fenthatha, Nick Fury, and a Dreadnought, on average, right?
Yeah.
So level 2s. On average, Fenthatha gives me +7 attack on the field, and if I have another Nick Fury, that's another 3, so +10 attack.
Yeah.
Which is about what Bard used to get.
Yeah.
And she's
really
a 4-cost shield. So as long as your team's built around it, it punches really hard.
And it's shields ice, a bit like Bard, because the defense on the shields is very strong as well.
Right. So it's hard to clear any of my characters, even if you have range.
Yeah.
And my guys all have crazy stat lines for just staying alive against Breath Weapon. Nick Fury is a 2-cost that survives Breath Weapon alone on level 2, on level 2 and level 3. There are almost no other 3-costs that are 2-costs that do that.
Yeah, it's really strong.
And sometimes he makes my guys field for free.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you. Okay, so we have a winner. I'm here with Arj and his horrible spammy anti team, which was pretty garbage. Everyone agreed. So Arj, how do you feel after bullying your son in the final?
Like Oscar the Grouch, baby. Living in the garbage can. The thing is, I had fun with it because I had mimic. I was going for the mimic thing. And I ran into some really hard-ass villain control teams. And that really helped because I needed to pump up to get to that 8 damage to get rid of blobs and get rid of double shrieks. And we
were saying effectively the Pseudo Dragon doubles the attune, and then Mimic doubles it again.
Right. So if I get those 3 out, it's 8 damage every time I play an action or buy an action. But against a lot of tough matches. Against Alex in top 4, I played against Alex, and he had a villain control team that he got out, and he was really clamping me down very hard. He was playing it really, really well, and I just got really lucky with my batarangs. They just kept rolling and kept rolling.
Yeah, batarang was a challenge.
Right through a Scarlet Witch,
And it gives you that extra kind of protection against Shriek, so you have double layer against
Exactly, and it keeps coming back and doing attune damage, and it was that saved my bacon.
But in the final, there was no kind of control. The Super Red Mimic came through again in the last game.
Saved my bacon again against my son. Now, we brewed that team together, his Fix-It team, and I was going to play that Fix-It team today, but I forgot my Ring of Winter die. So I just went back to my crutch. I played this spammy, and I had it literally. I literally pulled it out from.
It is the best team. I mean, it is.
Well, a lot of things. I think against Patrick, I think Patrick's team beats my team probably 70% of the time.
Yeah.
But I was able to just get everything sunk up with all 3 of them and just do that one massive hit.
That Super Red Mimic. So in the final, in the last game, you took your son. You used the Super Red Mimic to copy Fix-It.
Yes.
And then swing through.
Yes. That was mean. But actually, even on that play, this is par for my course. I misplayed in the game. I could have beat him just with direct damage, just buying stuff, and I kept thinking because I misplayed earlier about not saving 2 masks, so I was telling myself I gotta save 2 masks. So when I converted one of the there was Yarnbjorn was on the table and Heimdall and Billy Club, and I should have just made a fist and bought another one and killed him.
Yeah.
But I was like, I gotta have 2 masks because he's gonna taunt me and then he's gonna hit me with a Fix-It, and I figured I'll just stall out for a turn. But I had just enough on the table to do lethal with combat damage.
Gave you loads of flexibility.
Yeah, that Mimic is just. I love playing that card. I play it all the time. So.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Of course.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. And Ben, you walked all over me. You walked all over me.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Welcome back, Ministry Dice fans. This is special correspondent Isaac. I've been hanging out with Andy today all day at Worlds. We've been playing games. He decided to sit out at Worlds, but I do have the first and second place finishers at the 2018 Worlds Championships here at PAX Unplugged today. Arj and his son Lucan. First off, guys, to both of you, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. We are honored to be on the show.
Yep, same here.
So let's start kind of with what you guys put together as far as team-wise. What'd you play? What'd you see? And talk about how you guys got to be the father-son duo that finished 1 and 2, beating my son and I from being able to take that record. So I appreciate that. So kind of brewing-wise, what were you guys thinking? Who wants to start?
Well, we were first thinking when we saw the Cree Captain Global, we started brewing, Lucan and I, about we just thought, if you use Ring of Winter and Cree Captain, you could get a Fix-It. You could get a 6 cost on turn 1.
Right.
And so, and the thing that jumped out at us originally was the uncommon Fix-It, which we like to play a lot. But then we're like, if we can get this thing out, you can get that thing out on turn 3 if it was a regular Fix-It. It's the common. So that's what we decided. We started playing with that, and if you put on enough globals like Yarnbjorn and stuff, you can be remarkably consistent with getting all the energy you need to buy that thing.
So that's what you guys play tested together.
We play tested that together.
But he forgot the Ring of Winter die at home.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that. So you guys plan to play the same team, right?
Yes.
That was the plan. Leaving California, same team, father-son duo, cruise in, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
So he, we were just packing all of our stuff, and we didn't even notice that we hadn't packed all of our super rare dice. But we used the Battle for Ultramar box that we got in order to. We used the bottom and the lid of it in order to create dice mats that we could play Dice Masters on the plane.
Perfect.
So we were just wanting to play test our teams while we were on the plane. So I brought the Fix-It team, and he brought his Attune team. So I had 1 Ring of Winter to spare. We had 1 Ring of Winter on us. And
I plan to pack another one.
Since like when we were playtesting, he wasn't really sure what he was going to do, and I was like, I'm going to fix it. You know, it's got a lot of weaknesses to it, but like at the same time, if I just get the good matchups, I'm going to be able to do well. Absolutely. If I end up facing people who have stuff like Static Field, Kate Bishop, Flying Hammer Smash, I'm just going to lose, and there's not much I can do about it. But if you look at the history, a common trend between people who win a lot is they just got matchups that worked for them. So I was just keeping my fingers crossed that I got the good matchups, and I ended up dodging. Since I lost the first round, I was able to dodge Patrick. I was able to dodge Keith. They were running like Transfer Power and Kate Bishop. I was able to dodge my father up until the last round, and he was running Static Field. So yeah, that was. I just got lucky.
So you made the last minute adjustments.
Yeah, well, yeah, I you know, as is typical, if you ever see me play too, I don't go through any game without making some catastrophic misplay somewhere along the line. In fact, I won the final game on a misplay, which I thought was appropriate. But you know, as I was walking out the door, I thought you know. And this is so the way I think, right? I'm even thinking I was so proud of myself. I got my wallet. I know there's all these people who get to the airport and they don't have their wallet, they don't have their license, and then what do? And so I'm going up to the ticket counter and I open my wallet and my license isn't in there. And it just, all this thing flashed back to me. Like I literally started a new job and scanned my license on the scanner and then forgotten to take the license and put it back in my wallet. So I was at the airport just panicking, like how are I gonna get? So it was like I left my license, left the Bring a Win or Die, you know.
That's awesome.
But still managed to
get what you needed.
Get it done. Yeah.
So top four was RG played.
Top four. Well, I had it was a gauntlet.
You had a bye. Got it.
No.
A bye from the top four.
I had Alex Rodriguez.
Not a bye.
Alex was playing a extremely rough villain control deck that he piloted superbly, and I just got super lucky hitting batarangs.
You got the
crazy. I just got batarangs like crazy. Through Scarlet Witch, I was just throwing batarangs and blowing off 2 streaks, and I had to get rid of a Vob, and finally it all just fell together where I could just poke through for the damage really quick.
And get what you needed. Awesome. And who did you hit top four?
So top four, I was playing Ben Said Scott.
Okay. Awesome. And Ben was running.
Ben was running a Dragon Attune team with Mimic, the common, and it was like, I think that it was just for him a bad matchup. I'm not gonna deny that Ben is almost definitely better than I am at Dice Masters. He's very, very skilled, but it was just a bad matchup for him. I was just able to get my fix it out quickly. He was trying as hard as he could to slow me down. Like one game he bought 3 shrieks, all 3 of his shrieks, just tried to get, that was the game that I think he won that time. And he just had as many shrieks as he could get, and that was like his strategy. But on the final game, he was rolling his second streak. The first streak he fielded, the second streak he didn't field. I was able to just ping it out and swing for a lot of damage. I didn't need to taunt it. It turned out well for me. I got the rolls, and I mean, he didn't get all the rolls. He got a lot of the rolls, but he didn't get all the rolls. So
you got what you needed.
I got what I needed, and like it was a good matchup. So
that's awesome. So you guys played Golden, finished top 2. Played Worlds, finished top 2. Played the D&D game at the same time, right? No, didn't do that. You didn't try and pull the junior and hit them both. So that's awesome. So you got the World Championships. You are the next in line, right, of the World Champions here, taking the title from
Mexico.
Yeah, it was Victor.
Victor. Yeah, taking the title from Victor. So we finally have a World Champion that's in the United States. This is actually our first
since
the U.S. Right?
Well, no. I think
Dean Leland.
Oh, you're right. Was it Dean? Dean was.
Dean was the first world champion. Yes. So Dean, and then Guillermo, then Victor, and then you. So you brought it back to the United States. So congratulations to that. I am going to see if we can wrangle up Andy from the bar and to get him back over to England. But thanks guys so much for taking the time.
I got to give a shout out to our clan back in Southern California.
Absolutely.
Here's hail ho, enough said. And Enrique's nappy locks, I'll give you a wink too.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. And I'll throw it back to Andy and Chris.
Well, there we are then, boys and girls. Once again, congratulations to Arj from us here at the Ministry of Dice. Another round of applause.
Well done. That title's mine next year, just saying.
Well, we'll see.
What's this space?
It might be mine.
You never know.
No, that's highly unlikely. I can't qualify, can I?
You never know.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with where they put the UK Nationals event this year. But in any case, yeah, well done, Arj, and commiserations to Lucan. I put a post on Facebook just the other day saying not only has Lucan come second in the World Championship, which is commiserations enough, but he has to go home and live with the winner. That must be very, very painful. Yeah, father and son face off in the final there like that. That's great. I'm loving it, actually. I love the dadliest of all the games. So well done, folks. Tremendous event, and onwards and upwards into 2019's competitive seasons.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo, yeah. I think nothing more we can... Is there anything else we need to say there?
Nah. All done.
Great. On to the next segment, then. Yes, welcome back, folks. And for this next segment now, we're going to share... Well, we're going to share an idea that you had, aren't we, Andy?
Yeah, a little bit of a competition between the two of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were just sort of scrabbling around for ideas of things to do to entertain our little minds, and in this instance, our little hands, because we've got nothing to do with our hands right now. And we were messaging back and forth, and you made a suggestion, didn't you, sir?
I did indeed. Now, we both have a vast quantity of surplus dice, be it sidekicks, be it extra character dice, and we can't shift it for love nor money, can we?
No, we can't. I've had a few people come out the woodwork who've had a few bits and bobs, but I keep carting round the legendary True Mr. 6 red box of dice, which was described by Stephen Clegg down at Element Games the other day. What did he call it? Hang on, let me just scroll through the chat. Everyone sit quietly while I scroll through the chat. I should have prepared this. He was after something really random. Oh, where's the message gone? Well, this is good radio.
Or did he text you off of his skiff off the coast of Somalia?
No, he had to call me. He uses a sat phone when he's out there. Box of Doom. He called it the Box of Doom.
Box of Doom.
The Box
that was
of
Doom. The way.
The box of nearly divorced. The box of nearly divorced. Yeah, I keep trying. So I've shifted a bit, and some people have taken the odd dice here and there out at events, but it doesn't feel like it ever goes down.
No. So what we were thinking is, what can we do with this surplus dice to keep us entertained, to keep us busy, to make something half decent to record for a podcast episode? And the answer is, let's make something.
Yes, let's make something out of surplus dice.
Yeah, and well, we may hint on it later because you said that your son referred to it as similar to Minecraft. So let's call the segment Modcraft.
I see, naming stuff. You're on this. Although you never got the jingle done in time for that segment in that.
I listened back to it today. Noticed that you just left the little gap there. In fact, so, on a side note, whilst I was waiting in my car today, I thought, oh, let's make one. So, as a special pre-release, listen to this.
We can't really hear it very well, my mum.
Oh, well, you just have to wait till the next format focus.
It sounds like you've got Alvin, Simon and Theodore trapped in the boot of your car, just screaming to get out.
I do, but that's a different story.
Yeah, yeah. What this man does with chipmunks is better left unexplored.
We've gone way off. We haven't even explained what we're doing yet.
Yeah, we haven't explained what we're doing. So what we're calling this Modcraft.
Modcraft,
yeah, go on then. So explain it to the listeners for me, please, my man.
Okie doke. So what we will do is we're going to take our surplus dice and we are going to make something, or a number of things, or half a thing, or whatever we can out of our surplus dice.
Let's see what happens.
We will then put our creations onto eBay, and the winner will be whoever makes the most money off of their random surplus dice creation. Simple, really.
Is declared the winner, and any funds raised on that eBay auction, or eBay auctions plural, we'll just plough back into the Ministry of Dice Presents events and use it for prizing or something. I don't know.
Maybe just coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. it might be no more than a 20p bag of sweets for all I know. At this rate. Well, I'll set it as a minimum bid of 99p. So we'll make at least £1.98.
Yeah.
Plus postage and packaging. Yeah, that's right. So after you had this idea, I came home and said to the family, I got the hashtag competitive wife, the Mini Miss 6 and the Mini Mr 6 together, and I said, right, Andy's had this idea about building something out of our surplus dice and having a little contest so you can sell their creation for and raise the highest money on eBay. And my son and my daughter are all over this, man. All over it. Ideas were flowing out of them, like we tapped into something deep and primal that comes from their love of Lego and Minecraft. So I think my son's got some pretty ambitious ideas as to what we might be having a crack at.
Nice, full 1/25 scale model of the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, well, no, we do something nerdy like Hogwarts.
Yes.
Well, it can't be Hogwarts, can it? Because that's not a Dice Masters IP. What could be a good Dice Masters IP thing? The Avengers Tower.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, or Wayne Manor. Wayne Manor. There you go. We're going to make a Dice Wayne Manor. I'll have to buy some Loctite.
You're giving your ideas away.
Yes, yeah. I don't mind. It'll be. It's going to be so impressive that even people knowing in advance what I'm creating will just blow their mind.
Cool. So stay tuned. We will.
Yeah. Well, so this episode it's the 10th of December now.
Yeah.
So we're going to take Christmas to do the creating, bit of festive craft work, and then we will list the items on Monday, the 7th of January, the same day that episode 37 goes out.
Oh yeah, 37.
Wow, 37. Yeah, so watch this space, and then we'll put a 1 week listing up, and we'll announce the results in our 21st of January episode. So we've got our little festive break to get some activity, some craft activity done, and then we'll go from there.
And we get to milk 3 segments out of it as well, so happy days.
Yes, happy days indeed. But remember, folks, being the #1 premium podcast on the Dice Masters marketplace right now.
Yeah, there's nothing else to choose.
Yeah, so you might as well just listen to us do weird like. I mean, weird stuff like building. That was completely disappointed in myself for that one.
You even stopped yourself the first time. Then
I know. I just went for it. Yeah, I'm tired, dude. Can't handle my own mouth. What was I saying now? I'm sure whatever it was.
You're going to lose.
Sure, it was hilarious. I'm going to lose. Oh, Bants. Okay, well, have you already got an idea in mind?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Because legit, my family are all over this. They're well up for it. We're going to have to buy some super glue and some other paraphernalia.
I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Yeah, and by all means, listeners, if you want to, drop a comment on the bottom of the blog post or at the bottom of one of the Facebook shares with hints, tips, and suggestions, then by all means do. Andy's going to need the help. Oh. It's on. I'm going to make a lot of money with mine.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm really not. Yeah. All right, well, let's wrap this up there then. So there you go, folks. Just to give you a heads up. So we're going to take Christmas break, although there is a Christmas special episode, of course, on the way. But we're going to take Christmas break. Over the Christmas break, we'll make our Dice Masters creations using our surplus dice. I've got sidekicks and other dice, so I might make 2 things. Let's see what happens. We will discuss them and list them on January the 7th. 1 week listing on eBay. And then whoever raises the highest money is the winner.
How exciting. Cool.
May the best gluer win.
Creator of dice facts. Dice facts.
Yeah. All right, well, keep your eyes out for that one then, folks. Yes, folks, sadly, all good things must come to an end, and this brings us to the conclusion of yet another Ministry of Dice episode. We hope that you've enjoyed listening as much as we've enjoyed recording it. And so it's a bit of a funny time of year. We're in the festive season now, so a little heads up. This is our last episode, our last formal episode before we go for our festive break. According to our release schedule, our next episode is due on Christmas Eve, but it's very unlikely we're going to be able to get that done, what with Christmas parties and whatnot. However,
fear not.
your Christmas will not be Ministry of Diceless, which I realise that I gave you. I've gone low with a disappointment and then brung it high because we do have a Christmas special episode in the pipeline ready to roll out during the Christmas week. So keep your eyes on your podcast feeds for that. We've done something a little bit different this year. We hope you enjoy it.
It's good.
I've not listened to it through yet, but you think it's some pretty good action there, man.
It is. I won't give anything away, but hopefully it will be enjoyed by all.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll put that out during Christmas week. So keep your eye on your feed. I've not set a date for it, but it'll be somewhere between Christmas Eve and New Year that will roll out. But then we're formally back with our next episode on the 7th of January.
Yeah, see what we've built out of all our surplus dice.
Yes.
What Christmas chaos has caused.
Yeah, get that glue gun action on the go. So we wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We hope you enjoyed the Christmas special, and Santa comes along and empties his sack all over your living room with many gaming goodness.
So I don't know why I laughed then.
Yeah, I don't know why you laughed.
Nah.
What's funny about
that? Just the way you said emptying his sack made me giggle.
Well, that's how he puts the sack on the back of the sleigh with the presents.
Yeah. Oh, there's that new Christmas film on Netflix, Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, I saw it. Yeah.
Mate, Snake Plissken has gone downhill since Escape from LA.
Mm.
It's quite good though.
I've not watched it. Have you seen it? Have you?
Yeah. Anyway. Ho, ho, ho.
Very, very. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun.
You've taken my AKA.
Oh, have I?
Oh, well. I think another one.
I blundered into that one. All right, then. Well, until the new year, then, folks, I've been Chris, a.k.a. Candy.
And I've been Andy, a.k.a. Mandy.
See you next year.
Oh, sorry about that, dude.
That's all right, man. I just I was just running from the kitchen. I was only loading the dishwasher, but I happened to have the iPad playing some tunes. And I was like, why is the music just started going bum bum bum? And then I realised that it's ringing on me. That it was ringing on my iPad as well. Oh, what a knobhead.